Hi, welcome back to Dafa's lecture. Today I'm going to present to you a new lecture or lesson for science, technology, and society. Let's get moving. All right, so for today's lesson is all about genetically modified organism or GMO for short. Now, let's discuss what are GMOs. GMOs are living beings that have had their genetic code tweaked in some way. And what happens? A gene is inserted into the DNA of a single cell. As the cell divides, that gene will be in every cell. Also, this genetically modified organism, it is kind of technology which is not only focused only for crops. It's also used on microorganisms like the bacteria, has created medicines like the insulins and vaccines, which is being consumed and used for treating illnesses and sickness among humans. And humans have crossbred plants for centuries. Developing genetically modified organisms or GMOs is a more targeted process. Now, for us to know more about what is GMO or how does GMO apply in crops or foods, so let's have to watch this.
How are GMO plants made? First, scientists look for a desired trait in a plant, animal, or even bacteria. It could be a trait like resistance to drought, insects, or viruses. Then they copy the gene that contains that trait and insert it into the DNA of the plant they want to improve. Scientists then grow that plant to see if it adopts the desired trait. Feed your mind with more GMO facts on FDA's website.
All right, that's it. So that's how this GMO is being applied to crops or plants. And what is gene editing? As you can see there in the previous video, you will see that gene is being injected or implanted to another crops. For example, the papaya in the previous video that you have watched. Now, gene editing is the process of making a tiny controlled change in the DNA of a living being to produce a GMO or genetically modified organism. Now, what basically gene editing is all about? It is used around the world. So it's not only in specified countries which is being practiced, but the whole world or the globe or the I mean whole countries all over the world have been using or practicing this gene editing or the GMO. And in the United States, federal agencies regulate gene editing. It's also applicable here in the Philippines. And on our next videos about GMOs or GMO implementation in the Philippines, we will find out, we'll witness that there are some corns in the Philippines that have undergone GMO process or gene editing. And ethicists and concerned parties are carefully debating potential uses for gene editing. And there are lots of uses for gene editing, especially in agricultural products and in influence of the economic aspect. And even if for the treatment of such illnesses and sickness or viruses that are being experienced, especially finding for the treat or vaccine for the COVID or pandemic COVID-19 that is going on today. And now let's discuss some products of GMO or genetically modified organisms. You can see there in the picture. This is an example of organic tomato and GMO tomato or tomato that have or that has undergone the process of gene editing or biotechnology. Now, let's watch this in our video. Let's find out how these crops are made through the process of biotechnology and how it is being sold. Okay, let's watch this video.
What GMO crops are grown and sold in the US? Well, there's corn, like me, soybeans, canola, sugar beets, and cotton. Typically, we're ingredients in certain foods. GMO alfalfa, corn, soybeans, canola, and cotton are used as animal food. And while you won't find many GMOs in the produce section, there are versions of GMO apple, summer squash, potato, and papaya in a few markets. Feed your mind with more GMO knowledge on FDA's website.
All right, so that was it. So those are the sample of these GMO products when it comes to the agricultural products. Let's continue. Now, this is another example, another comparison between an eggplant which has not undergone biotechnology process or is not a product of GMO versus the biotechnology process which has been applied to the eggplant. So basically, this is a GMO product, an eggplant. So you can see there the difference. And another example in the Philippines, we have his golden rice, which is safe, and farmers might not plant it. But this is a news portraying to the GMO application in the Philippines. And later on in our class, in the next week or future lessons about GMO, we will going to study the application or integration of GMO in the Philippines. And next question: why do we use GMOs? Some GMO plants are resistant to certain herbicides, making weed control easier and more efficient. This allows for less tillage and less soil erosion. Others create an internal defense in the plant that repels only particular insects that would destroy the crop. This means that there's less insecticide application to plants if the farmer will opt or choose this GMO or biotechnology. And what does the future hold? GMOs are being tested for enhancement nutrition. So this GMO is for less application of insecticides to crops and plants and to enhance nutrition. And this GMO will continue to be developed to help farmers in their crops and to produce safer, more consistent medicines and vaccines. Now, for us to know more about this, let's watch a short video from FDA on the reasons why do we have to use GMO. Let's watch.
Why do we have GMOs? Actually, we've been modifying crops for thousands of years to prevent crop loss from pest and weather damage, to grow more food on less land, even to improve nutrition. Today, GMOs are developed for the same reasons. With genetic engineering, scientists can change and improve crops more easily and quickly. Feed your mind with more GMO facts on FDA's website.
All right, that's it. So those are the reasons or few reasons why do we use GMO or we apply biotechnology in our products and crops. Now these are the specific reason why do we use GMO. First, it is lower cost, less soil erosion because the tillage or plowing system is not as necessary for weed control, less pesticide application, and others. As you can see there on your screen, you can save a lot of money. It's lower cost. If you opt to use GMO products, you can save a lot. And less soil erosion, and there is a weed control. Second, GMOs are also used to produce many medicines and vaccines that help treat or prevent diseases. For example, the threat of pandemic today, which is the COVID-19 virus. This has led to the use of biotechnology or GMO in the formulation of medicine, like the vaccine for COVID-19 pandemic. And for this picture, this is goes with the European countries goes easy on GMOs and rights for COVID-19 vaccine. So GMO is also used to develop vaccine and medicine, especially for COVID-19 virus. Third is that GMO medicines are more consistent and don't carry the same contamination risk. For example, the role of GMO in the vaccination and medical research is that GMO have been played a major role in the development of several vaccines that are either in use or in development. For example, in treating or developing a treatment or vaccines for Zika virus, for the Ebola virus, flu virus, hepatitis B, and even the COVID-19 virus today. As we can see in this presentation and this short lecture that GMO is not only applicable for the crops and agricultural products, but it is also applicable and beneficial in the field of medicine and sciences, for it develops vaccine and medicines for viruses. And that ends our short lecture for today about what is GMO and why do we use GMO. And in our next lecture video, I'll be presenting to you what are the effects of GMO to insects and what are the effects of GMO to human health. And if you think this video is helpful, click like below or you can click notification bell so that you're notified for the next videos I'll be soon uploading in this channel. And that's it for today. I hope you learned a lot from this lecture video and see you again in my next video. Take care everyone. Have a great day and goodbye for now.